Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, hello everyone. Great to have you on here and another episode of Daily Wisdom. Hi, Jim, Corky, Matthew, Lisa, Scott, Star, Kenny, Kevin, Mary, Melody, Sandy, Deborah. I love your guys' energy. Thank you so much for coming on. Coach Bob, Jody, Karen, Bill, and of course, CJ. So the subject for this, God, that's the download for today. Whoa, whoa, hang on, hang on. All right. So the download for today is awestruck. Awestruck. All right. And I just thought I'd start out by showing you guys a picture. And maybe some of you will be awestruck, and maybe some of you won't be. So that was 7 years ago, and that's my golden retrievers. Wait a minute, Terry's golden retrievers, and that's Dex and Leo. So when they were puppies, they would lay on my feet. And when I bring that up, is there any part for some of you that just goes, "Aw, aw"? All right. So now you're going to understand what awestruck is. All right. So the first thing I want to say to each and every one of you is here's what I believe awestruck is. It's just the acknowledgement of how small we are in the midst of everything. All right. And where awe comes from is awe comes from our mind not being able to put things in words. I've never said that before. So let me help some of you, right? Because it really has a lot to do with like beauty. So if you've ever been to the ocean and you found yourself not talking or doing anything, and you glance out and you just go, whoa. Some people do that with sunsets and sunrises. Some of you have been on parts of land like you're overlooking the Grand Canyon or something like that, where it just seems so. I know people say this because, again, the logical mind doesn't understand it. And you go, wow, that looks better than a painting. Have any of you done something like that, right? And another thing that brings a lot of awe is when someone, I love Melody said speechless, music does this to us, right? I'll even say something to the effect of even commercials, really thought out commercials. Me and Mary share commercials back and forth, and you just see it. And all of a sudden, your body does this involuntary thing. I hope some of you understand what I'm talking about. It's like, your body does this, and everybody's looking at you. And why is it that even if people don't see you do that, they go, "Are you okay?" Because they can feel something. They don't need to hear something. They just go, "Whoa," or "Ah," and it's like, are you all right?" And then you get the funny things that are a little embarrassing, right? It's like, "Do you have something in your eye?" No, I'm okay. I think a bug flew in my eye. I'm okay. I'm okay." Because you have these aha moments sometimes when nobody else around you does. Right? And so here's this unexplainable thing that just makes you go, I have no clue what this is, but there's something bigger than me. There's something out there that, I don't know, touched me, did something, right? And so a lot of people, as you guys know, with videos that I talk about all the time, it's like where people get freaked out is they start using their brain to try to explain what that is. And I'm just telling you, I don't think it's possible. Because when you try to explain to people what you felt in certain music, or you watch an actor or actress, like commercials, and then all of a sudden they say something, and you're like, oh, like, and for those of you that have been around me a long, long, long time, you've always hear me explaining this. It's like, you know, and I want to do my best to share with you something I learned years ago. And it was like, people get weirded out when I talk about this. But it's like, some of you, if I said, my family's been around me forever, right? And I'm like, hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go pray, or I'm going to go meditate, or I'm going to go connect. What I'm really doing is getting in the presence of the awe. That's what I'm doing. And it was something that I read from Eric Tolle, the Now, N-O-W, no opportunity waste. And it was like, listen, just do me a favor. He said, go out with no shoes, no socks, and get your feet in the dirt. Get it on the grass. And then he goes, I'm going to tell you to do something else. If you can do this where there's a tree, walk up to the tree and just put your hands on the tree. And actually have the thought of, I want to be grounded. I just want to be grounded. And then when you say that, close your eyes and then open your eyes and just start looking at things with beauty and in awe. And so while I was doing my research today, Albert Einstein was asked, wow, how do you come up with this stuff? And he says, it's my 5 to 10 minutes of awe time. I have never, ever, ever seen that before, because when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And so he was the one that said, you either look at everything as a miracle or nothing as a miracle. So what he would do is he would get connected to this awe and know that it was an awe. And in there, he asked questions about, how does this work? How can I solve this? How can I do this? And then he gets downloaded from something bigger than us. How many of you that struggle with religion or any of this stuff? It's like it's like, I don't want any words. I don't know if I believe in this. And I'm being bold when I say this, but if you're agnostic and you're an atheist, that's not a lack of belief. That's belief in something. Everything is a belief in something. So you got people that say they're intelligent, but then they say this statement that makes no sense. I don't believe in God because I'm an atheist. If you said, well, listen, do me a favor, explain what an atheist is. They'll do their best with words of telling you why they're atheist. But as some of you have heard my videos so far this week, or even this month, and listen closely, you guys, as soon as you try to explain your belief and your position, basically going against somebody else's belief and thoughts, that's not a conviction. Because people that believe will tell you what they believe. So me and Arthur were going back and forth. And the reason that we're going back and forth is Arthur's pretty bold and I'm not a believer. right? So then him and his wife watch this Charlie Kirk memorial, and he sees these people come out that have some pretty incredible voices. And then all of a sudden you got 70,000 people singing the same words. And what do you think Arthur felt? Ah. So now all of a sudden you see 70,000 people that are all at the same time at the top of their voice going, hallelujah. And he's going like, you know, it's like, so how did he explain it? In unlimited wisdom. Hey, those were pretty good singers with some pretty good voices. Does anybody know who they are? Because Matt shares, and all the videos that we've done is, you know, we try to talk about this, and I just want to let you guys be aware of it, because if you can work on it, then you're going to be more connected. You're going to be more in touch to the awe. And then your whole life is an aha moment. Your whole life. It just goes to miracle, to miracle, to miracle, to miracle. Then you think of things that are not as if they are. And in that awe moment of how would I feel if I was in this thing? And it allows the powers that are bigger than us to go, whoo, just wham. And everybody sits around and goes, wow, they got to be the luckiest damn person I know. It's like everything he touches turns to gold. I don't get this. Isn't it? Don't you guys? So it's what if, and I'm not saying it's what if is for real. If you could purposely get into the aha moment every day and then be in that aha moment for longer than maybe a couple of minutes or 30 seconds. And you deliberately was in that, like Bill said, vortex, tractor beam. Because the smartest people in the world, whether you believe Elon Musk is one of the smartest people in our times or not, he gets a microphone shoved in his face and saying, why did this happen? And you see him look up and he goes, his words brought light to people. And so the darkness killed him. Is there any one of you that get that language? So he's not going to get into a sermon or talk about beliefs or anything like that. He looked up and went, his words brought light to people. And so the dark had to kill him. Do you guys know a simpler way to explain it? It's like, aha, right? So here's another one post I want to share with you guys. I mean, you know, in all my research. Okay. So this is from Albert Einstein. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe. Now, I looked up that word, R-A-P-T, and it's being captivated. That word just means you're just like, it's just all on you. So, and captivated in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. So, just a brief point of time. If you guys sort of mentally know people that seem to always be in the awe, then when they see someone, Craig and I was talking before people jumped on, if all of a sudden you see people and why people don't understand that you should pray for them, you should you know, just do everything in your power to just say, I need them to experience an awe. I need them to experience an awe thing. So when you guys see people and they react and the opposite, it's like that. That's why people are going like, how in the hell can you say something like it's good that he died? They're void of awe. They are 1000% void of awe. No gratitude. Everything sucks. Great, Deborah. Void of love. So here was something that I just put into AI. So some of you that don't know me, you're like probably already going, well, I don't believe it already because it's on AI. But all I did is I put in here, what is the opposite? The opposite of awe. The opposite of being in awe is something where you've experienced sense of wonder or admiration. Have you guys ever looked at an individual and just went, damn? I say that all the time. I tell you guys all the time, I see people doing what I consider unhuman things. They're in the flow, they're in the zone. And I'm just like, damn, that's a human being doing that. That's a human being doing that acting piece. That's a human being singing. That's a human being being a leader. And I'm like, wow. Can you be in awe of other people? Well, what if you didn't know what awe was? So if you didn't know what awe was, would be feeling such of indifference, disdain, or lack of appreciation. When you are in awe, you are engaged and emotionally affected by the object of your admiration. While in contrast, feelings of indifference suggest a lack of interest or concern. Disdain implies a negative judgment or contempt. I'm just an average dude. And when I get downloaded with wisdom like this, and then I try to find online if there's anyone talking about this, and I can't find a quote. I can't find, I've written my mission statement that you guys have seen. And when I do stuff like that, or even the phrase, how do you know that? I'll take these phrases. If you know that you know that you know, wasn't so. When would you like to know? And no one else has said them. You know what that does to me? I'm in awe. And I'm like, so, man, you got two groups of people, right? You got the groups of people that are for something and a group of people that are against something. They're not telling you. So when I was explaining this stuff to Arthur, I said, you know what? I should just do a video on what I believe, what puts me in awe. Because that's what's happening right now. People are looking at their lives and going, well, there's something bigger happening than I understand. And there's people that are in awe, believing that they should step in more to the awe. And then there's the darkness that is 100% opposed of the darkness. They're so dark, like I've said this. You have feelings and you reach out and you shake somebody's hand and it feels like it sucks the energy out of you. And you ask people, how are they doing? And you wish you never did. right? And there's some people that have just lost their awe. And if all they could do is get back into the practice on a daily basis of being in awe, learning to have a gratitude for things, an appreciation of things. Can you guys now see why most of my existence, even when I'm sleeping, is like awed out? I'm awestruck. And then I know I'm weird. I know I'm a misfit because I'm awestruck by frickin' everything. So I've never really been able to explain this. And where a lot of this came from and is the birth of my newest grandson, Ezra. Because now that I'm aware of this, right? I don't know, and for grandparents out there, you'll get what I'm talking about. But you look at them, and it's got to be this awe of a connection of DNA that you're looking at, and it's like kryptonite to Superman. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? And that's why people that don't have grandkids don't get it. They're never going to get it. And then we say stuff that no one understands. My grandson is the cutest little boy that's ever existed. And people are like, shut up. Would you stop talking about your grandson? See what I mean? And all the little things that they do, man. All the little things that they do are miracles. Just being able to hold their head up, just being able to do anything. And you know why you feel that way? Because you're watching live time someone experience their awe. You're watching something so young and everything. All the beauty, all the wonder. I was watching him yesterday when we were on a Zoom, and he was doing this. His hand is feeling his other hand, and he's watching it. It's like, whoa. Some of you, when you got adults, or teenagers, you experience, other kind of drugs to make this happen. Because you forgot the awe. You forgot the awe. You needed chemicals or alcohol or some other things to get you to experience the awe. And that's why they call it addictions. Because you lost your ability to look at everything in nature as an awe. So now people are looking for something else that can give them that dopamine. And in a blink of an eye, it went from internet to porn to social media. And what do they actually call it? Do you guys know what they call it? You're desensitized. Holy shit. So now, from the time that you're young, you're growing up in a world that's doing this adrenaline dopamine thing and beginning to get you desensitized to the actual awe that's in nature. The awes of, hey, why don't you freaking go outside, put your phone down, and go outside and put your toes in the dirt. And see, how does that sound to someone that's never been in an awe moment? What the hell? Are you an idiot? Why do I need to go out? So, in the thoughts of telling you guys this, I was I was trying to do how can I get people, that was the question that I was asking, to the awe. And it was, man, if I was going to do an assignment for somebody, I would have them go to a petting zoo. I would have them go to a rescue shelter, because I got to get people around things that make them not understand, where it's not logical, so they can feel what I feel all day, every day. Because I believe when you get people back hardwired, do you guys hearing me? Then they're going to fall in love with whatever that is. And then there's only one other step, is when they can see the awe and the uniqueness of who they are. When they realize that everything about them is so freaking unique that no one else has it. So now the compare-itis disappears. Now they go, wow. And so in the months of, and me downloading all this stuff and just diving in and just diving in and just diving in, then how many people seen Terry's post? And I might be paraphrasing this, but she was like, the post said something in the effect of, in your reality, in my reality, I'm the prettiest, I'm the smartest, I'm perfect. Because of the lack of awe, of us looking at ourselves and being in awe. One is to realize, what could I do to get into the awe? I know how to get you into the awe. I've been sharing this practically my whole life. There's a song, there's a movie clip, there's things that have happened to you that you went, wow, I don't know what the hell this is, but it's a little bigger than me. You need to ask yourself, where is the awe in my life? Because when I go through my awe period, and it's just basically gratitude, thank you, I'm so happy and grateful, I love you, it's like, then I'm on my bare feet, and I walk from there down to a big tree, and the big tree in my front lawn, and I barefoot, and I put my hands on it, and I close my eyes, and I listen, and I immediately can hear a waterfall. And I turn and look at the waterfall. It was the waterfall that I created for my wife. And I look at the land and the trees and the apple tree and the pear tree. And there's water on these ponds. And I look at the land. And I look at the house. Man, I'm like indestructible. And because of this, I have no fear of death. I know that I can immediately be taken in an instant and everything's going to be fine. Then you lose total fear. So now all these things that you heard, they really start making sense. When it says, don't worry, don't have any fear. Let the dead bury the dead. Then everything in the past has been for me, not against me. So now I look at everything that happened in my life, Every person I met, every experience that I've had was just miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. And I'm so happy and grateful for my past. I'm so happy and grateful for my present. And I'm so happy and grateful for the future. So that's when someone can reach out to me. Hey, did you hear about this thing? And I'm going, it doesn't even live in my world. Yeah, but you should be aware of this stuff. I don't have to. Are you kidding me? I'm in awe. I'm happy and grateful. And I need people to feel this and stay in this. So, some of you that have known me my whole life, I'm just getting gooder at explaining what it is in simple enough terms where people go, to be honest with you, one time I was, I went outside, in the dark, and I looked up, seeing the stars. I just went, man. So you take people with the best technology in the world, and these new telescopes are getting gooder and gooder and gooder. And now satellites with telescopes on them have actually been in the universe for decades. Decades. And they keep sending pictures back. And if you guys want to go on a place that I look all the time, it's the Webb telescope. That's what I follow. And it takes pictures, and I'm looking at them, and I'm just like, ah. And some of you have seen, I don't remember if it was Matt that posted this to me, where, this guy goes through a little bit of thing of, the little blue dot, so every once in a while you guys see, a picture from a satellite or a telescope, and it shows what the Earth looks like compared to one of the trillion universes we're in. When I grew up, there was only one universe. There was only a couple planets that hung from strings. It was like, hey, we got like this many planets and this many stars. And now it's like on a day-to-day basis of people constantly in awe. And I was telling Matt that, and my son Kyle, this Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? One of his newest books that he wrote is now they understood that 97% of virtually everything is what they call, I think they misnamed it because they looked at the color and they called it dark matter. I think it should be called light matter. And then after all these years of Neil deGrasse Tyson knowing everything, they discover dark energy, which I would call light energy. And the reason he's so messed up explaining it is because when something explodes, the fastest particles are the things that are closest to the explosion. You guys ever seen anything blow up? Volcano, whatever. And when it blows up, everything gets hurled until gravity gets a hold of it. And then it slows down. Even a bullet, an arrow, right? So now they got this stuff that they identified in the universe. And it's not only out there, but it's picking up speed. So it's just been out there in the middle of nowhere, and it keeps picking up speed. And the universe just keeps expanding and expanding. Some people have said, wow, it seems like time's going faster. Well, it can't because we got a clock, right? I'm joking. But even a broken clock is right 2 times a day, right? So when he's seen that, He immediately said that everything that I believed up to this point is no longer true. How would you like to dedicate your entire life and be looked at as the individual that is the know-it-all about this subject, and then finally you see something and you realize that everything that you said prior to that was just a guess? It was your best hypothesis and guess at the time that you knew it. And so when I seen him do this interview, he lost it. He started to cry. And the person said, "Are you all right?" And he said what I've explained to you guys on this video. He goes, "Man, I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe." And so if you have a bunch of delusional people on the planet that goes, "You know what I'm going to name that awe?" And then you got the other delusional people that are going, "I don't believe in that word for the awe." Well, then I would challenge you, because you don't have to do this. But what if someone really asked you, "What do you believe?" Don't be one of these opposite people of awe. And when someone tries to explain their awe to you, that you believe that you're put on this planet to try to steal their awe. Do you guys get what I'm talking about? It's like some people go, "I know there's something bigger than me, and there's this stuff that happens to me that I don't have the words to explain." And then they say, "Well, I had this experience. And because of that experience being such an awe to me, this is my delusion of what I think it is." And people go, "That's bullshit." See, that's no different than me looking at Ezra and trying to explain to you guys what a grandparent feels. And you're going, "Listen, that's just a bunch of shit." Or the way I feel when Dex and Leo lay on my feet. So the next video I'm going to do is when you start internalizing the awe and look at you and everything about you as a miracle and unique. Now, guess what happens to you? You start looking at everybody like that. So now you start looking at everyone and you don't see their age. You don't see if they're male or female. You no longer see them as part of the red team or the blue team. You look at other miracles in awe. And when you do that, with the love that you have for yourself or somebody else, now you listen uninterrupted and you ask them questions and they open up to you and you immediately know how to help them get a breakthrough. Because really what breakthroughs are is you getting people to discover the awe of them. Because when they really get the awe of themselves, then they start being delusional and saying, "I can do all things. I can do anything. I'm pretty. I'm smart. I'm capable. I'm loving." Do you guys get this? I could ask one person, one thing. "Hey, listen, Star, what makes you go, aw?" What makes you go, "Ah"? So if you guys don't understand people that, in my opinion, that are living in the darkness, why wouldn't you just wish they found their awe? That's what they need. So what makes someone love the land that they have, love the things on the land? I actually love the land that's in the country and the state that I'm in. Now you get people like, how many people have seen these people? What's awe for you? Oh my God, the Montana Bobcats. They're in awe of an institution with a football team. Yes or yes? Coach Bob's going, you finally got to my awe, right? That's why people go, I love Fords. Why? My great grandpa had a Ford. My grandpa had a Ford. My dad had a Ford. And I had a Ford. See, that's people that are for something. Then we got the people that are driving a Ford, but they got this little sticker on the back of a little boy peeing on a Chevy emblem. You see where they went from the to, what does Luke Skywalker say? You know, well, I forgot. No, Yoda. Beware of the dark side. See, when all of a sudden you're for having a Ford, and I love Fords, and someone says, "Well, I like Chevys," and you go, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're in awe for a Chevy. I love Fords. Then you get these people that all they do is post stuff against other makes and models. Are you guys hearing me? So I seen a post that basically brought up, man, if anything's happening right now for me, it just became very apparent what's light and what's dark. It's like all of a sudden, your awareness just goes, that person's not right. Why are you saying that? You don't know what it is, but everything that comes out of their mouth, every post, everything they're doing is against somebody, against something. See, they're not in awe of them or the things that they stand for. So when you see people that are in the awe moment, they're just still. They're what? They're in wonder. They're in awe. They just, they see, they're not trying to hurt somebody or start something on fire or throw something. No, the people that are in awe are just, if none of you have ever experienced the last thing I'm going to say, and I'll do my best to hold it together. But when you're holding something that you're in awe of, that you admire, and time stops, the noise goes away. You're just like, can we just stay right here? You know, you're hugging them, and you're just like, I don't know what this is, but this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be. And so that's where my blessings come from. Is that when I look at each and every one of you, I'm in awe. I am in wonder. I've said this many, many times and didn't understand it until now. That the reason that I love you and appreciate you because I see you who you are. And I need you to see who you are. I see who you are. I see your impact. I see what you could do for others. I can see you loving everything about you. I see that. And I need you to see it. And then as soon as you see it, and as soon as you feel it, I promise you, you're going to get addicted to it. It's going to start assuming you. And if you're doing things every day that are distracting you, that are not having you in wonder and awe, you're wasting your fucking time. Well, I don't know why this doesn't work for me. I'm trying to market this stuff and I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to build a YouTube channel and I'm trying to build a school and I'm trying to sell products and I'm trying to build a group for a company. That's shit we do. There's no awe about that. Well, wait a minute, Robert. You do it. Yeah, because I'm in awe. I met a guy and I see his check and I go, what'd you used to do? I put tires in on and off cars. Ah, what? I don't understand. Well, I have 30,000 people that are responsible for my income. Ah! Uh-oh. I might get out of this Um, do you think that I could do this? Robert, you're going to crush this. Then I started imagining what my life would be when this happens. And everything that I imagined in my life, that awe has made it 10 to 20 times bigger than I ever thought it could be. I'm still dreaming and still awing. I'm still not awing big enough. So I can't imagine how awful school is, how awful life is for people that are not in awe. So you know what people can't explain about Charlie Kirk? Is with their own eyes, they're seeing awe. When you see people go, man, I disagree with every single thing this guy has ever said. I not only disagree with everything that he's ever said, I disagree with the way he said it, the places that he did it in. And you're going, where is this going? And then the person goes, I've seen this by 5 people. And they go, but man, I wish I had what he had. Whatever that was. See, because they never felt it. Ever. They never felt it ever. And so now going back to what the opposite is. Then the opposite is, all right, what is the opposite? Well, I'm just going to be indifferent. I'm going to be indifferent. I'm going to say I'm not interested. I'm going to have disdain. I'm going to be negative. I'm going to judge, and I'm going to be in contempt. I will do everything in my power to make sure that this guy stops doing that. And you know why? because people seen in him what they don't have in their lives. See, they see it, and because they didn't every day try to figure out how to get in the awe, stay in the awe, then they have to take it from somebody else. So I am led to say one more thing. Do you guys realize how evil and cruel and awful the world is? Boy, man. And so whether you get mad at me or not, I don't care. But all of a sudden, this person came out of nowhere that was in their early 30s. And he started telling everybody, hey, we just got to love each other. We just got to be kind to each other. I know these people have a bunch of laws. Don't listen to them. Yeah, but we'll get killed. So what? We just have to love each other. I got to get you to recognize the awe in you and the awe in others. Love yourself so you can love your neighbor. And that person was just spreading too much light, too fast, too quickly. And so you be a leader of a government, a leader, anything, and then see the awe in this person and know that you don't have the awe or you don't know how to get the awe. We kill him. Kill him. Hey, he had a really small group when he got killed. But it's grown ever since his death. Because I think when people get exhausted of not having an awe in their life and having this negative talk all day, every day about who they are and how much they're not enough and how they're not loved and they're not around people that love them. No one just never told them how to get the awe. So I'll leave you with this. The way that you get to know that you're in awe is by you deliberately on a day-to-day basis getting in the awe. I don't care what you call it. But you got to get in the now. You got to get in the present. You got to get in the awe. Do something, figure out something. Instead of staying in this stagnant place that you call life with no ahs in it. Because your mind's going to tell you you don't need that. Man, I was going to close, but I have one more thing to say. Can you believe that? Have anyone ever wondered why Corky has 3 million people watching him? He's got the awe factor. All I do is I get on there and I just talk. And everybody's like, oh, that's Santa. You were late for the meeting. I know. If you don't tell me what you're doing, I'm going to fire you. Well, I had my kids sitting around the computer and we're watching Santa. Are you freaking delusional? What is wrong with you? There isn't any Santa. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. My kids love watching. It makes them feel good. That's why we get so much joy of watching other people enjoy. The phrase I'll leave you with is I just need a bunch of experiences of people that I love having their breath taken away. That's the snapshots that I want flying in my head, is watching people that I love having awe moments. That's what I want to collect. So I'm in awe of you. I love you. If no one ever given you permission in life to have an awe moment, become an awe and a person that's constantly searching for awes. That's why I do what I do. I see people that I love that didn't have the light, and now they have the ah moment, like Melody. You guys should have met her before I met her. Now she just, ah! Hey, you got to be in, you're going to have to go through a lot of treatments. You know, it's getting pretty awful, and you're going to, lose your eyesight. And she's, oh, you got cancer. Not once, numerous times. And none of you would know anything about this, about Melody, because she's always in the awe. It's like, and you're going like, what the hell is wrong with this person? You need to discover that in you so you can show other people how to get the awe. Stay in the awe. I love you guys. I love you guys. Have a very wonderful day. Thank you for getting on here, Fahad. Fahad. Nice to see you on here. Santa, Lisa Marie, Matthew, and Ez, Shelly, Star, Karen, Bill, Jim, Kevin, Mary, Melody, Deborah, Coach Bob, Joe. I love you guys. Bye for now.